Hey everybody, this is TJR. The latest installment from VMP Record Club arrived today. And this month, it's Blonde on Blonde by Bob Dylan. Now, of course, if you follow this channel, you may know that my feelings on Bob Dylan have been that I respect his legacy. I understand his legacy. I have enjoyed some of his songs, yet I've never really gotten into him in any kind of a big way. Although I have tried. Over the decades, I have, sat down, listened to an album, not really felt much, maybe later on listened to another album. I have an older brother who is a huge Dylan fan, has every one of his albums. My older brother was a huge influence on me musically because when he went to college, he let me listen to his record collection. He had a huge record collection at this point. I can remember my father once commenting, that he threw away what little money he earned, he would throw it away on records. It was that kind of a generation gap between my father and his sons, and he had three of us. But he let me listen to his record collection while he was away. He just said, take good care, and I did, and he showed me how to handle the records. But I still never got into Dylan in any kind of a big way. In fact, I tended to like covers of Bob Dylan songs more than I liked the originals. Yet there were some songs I liked. Now, again, if you follow this channel, one of my previous installments from the VMP Record Club was Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska. And I had similar feelings about Bruce Springsteen. I understood his legacy, liked some of his songs, never got into his albums in any kind of a big way. I had never heard Nebraska before. I listened to it, and I was blown away. That album changed how I felt about Springsteen. And thank you to everybody who commented on that video. I have not started listening to any other Springsteen albums yet, though I have taken in all your suggestions as to what to listen to next. I'm probably going to be either The River or Darkness on the Edge of Town. That was the two most requested ones. But I still want to live with Nebraska for a while longer. I want to just keep listening to it for a while before I move on to another one, which I'm eventually going to do. So this month, Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde. And who knows? I know I've heard this album before, though it was quite a long time ago. I recognize some of the songs from the album. I'm familiar with a few of them because they got radio airplay. But, back then it didn't do anything for me, but who knows? Let's see what happens this time. Anyways, let's just go ahead and show you this here. VMP, in case you're new to this channel and have never seen one of these videos before, they have a very high-end record collectors club where they have a selection of the month. And they do very high-end, exclusive pressings. And so let's take a look at this here. I'll read from the hype sticker here. Bob Dylan, Blonde on Blonde. Mono release of Dylan's wild, mercurial masterpiece. In parentheses, it says AAA, so I assume that means analog to analog to analog. No digital steps. Lacquers cut from original mono master tapes by Ryan Smith, Sterling Sound. Pressed on exclusive 2LP Blonde on Blonde vinyl. Listening notes booklet by Michael Simmons. Art print by Elio Movero, if I say it correctly, Moavero. And that's what you're seeing on the back is the art print. Their exclusive pressings will oftentimes come with an exclusive art print. And let me look at the OB strip here on the back. I'll read a little bit of this here. Released on June 20th, 1966, Blonde on Blonde is the third entry in Bob Dylan's so-called rock trilogy of the mid-1960s. Following half an electric album, Bringing It All Back Home, and a romping raw rocker, Highway 61 Revisited, Dylan refined the sound he was seeking with number 3, as if youth and adolescence were capped with the sophistication and maturity of adulthood, the natural order of life. There's more here, but I'm just going to stop there. Let's go ahead and open this up here. These come in a resealable sleeve here, or outer sleeve, I guess you could say. There we go. Mylar paper, I believe. And let's pull this out here. There we go. Okay. There. And real quick, let's take a look at this art print here. Even before I pulled this out, I was like, wow, this looks great. I've enjoyed the majority of the art prints that have come with these, and I will say a lot of these are frameable. You should definitely frame them. I'll read on the back here about the artist. Elio Morvero is a freelance illustrator and designer. He's an avid music listener, reader of books, pseudo-film fanatic, and lover of all things nostalgic. He's currently scratching out art in Johannesburg, South Africa. And he has a website here, eliomoavero.com. And then this is his Twitter, at Elio_illustration. I feel the need to share that with you all in case you like this art print here. I sure do. Even if I'm not into Dylan, this is like a great art print and a good t-shirt, I think. Anyways, let's put this aside here for a moment. I'll just put it back in the bag here. There we go. And I'll leave that with you, little guy. Okay. Even in the box, I mean, I could tell this is heavier than most albums. It's a double album, of course. And I also understand that at the time, double albums were not a thing at that point yet. The idea of doing a double album. This was kind of a rarity. In fact, maybe it hadn't been done before by any rock or pop artist at that point. And it probably expanded the notion of how long an album could be. Here's the interior. Let you look at that. And let's take a look here. This is on colored vinyl. They usually are. And so we've got the Columbia label here. There we go. Mono. And let's pull out this record here. This is the Blonde on Blonde color. It's very tan. Maybe kind of champagne-y looking. Even though it's not the right color, it kind of reminds me of Coke bottle. I know Coke bottles have a different color, but it reminds me of it for some reason. Don't ask me why. It looks pretty darn clean. I know that VMP, Vinyl Me Please, has started opening up their own actual record pressing plant for their releases. They're not going to rely on anyone else to press them anymore. I don't know if they've started doing that with this one or how soon that starts, but I remember it was several months ago that they announced that they were going to start doing this. Track listings in here. Let me see here. Rainy Day Women 12 and 35. Of course, I've heard that one on the radio. That was playing on the radio when I was a kid, back in the 70s. Visions of Johanna. One of Us Must Know. I Want You. I think I know that one. Memphis Blues Again. Leopard Skin Pillbox. Just Like a Woman. I've heard that one. Most Likely You Go Your Way and I'll Go Mine. Temporary Like Achilles. Absolutely Sweet Marie. Fourth Time Around. Obviously Five Believers. Sad-Eyed Lady of the Lowlands. There it is. Recorded at Columbia Recording Studios, Nashville, Tennessee. And then we have more information on who played what and where. I love reading this stuff. Always have. Yeah. So I will tell you right now, you can see and feel the quality. I don't know how well it translates through the camera lens here, but you can see and feel the quality of it. It's really spectacular. Just the quality of the printing, the heavy-duty cardboard sleeve. The vinyl looked extremely clean. Sometimes I pull out new vinyl and it's filled with debris. Have to clean it before I can play it. Very nice, just from a physical standpoint. Of course, that's par for the course, I've noticed, with these VMP releases. They do a really good job. So, we'll see. I have, of course, like I said, I heard this record many, many years ago. Just decided, okay, I'll try listening and see what happens. I've listened to other Dylan albums too. And we'll see. Maybe I'll hear it with different ears. Time can change how you feel about music, and maybe finally my thoughts will change. Maybe they won't. I don't know. But I keep trying to get into Dylan. I kept trying to get into Springsteen until finally it hit me. I figure there must be something good about it for so many people to react so strongly, most noticeably my older brother, who basically says it's Bob's world, we just live in it. Anyways, though, but yeah, check this one out. Maybe I'll give my brother a call and talk to him about it and just let him know that I picked this up and just talk to him about the album, see what he says. Anyways, though, I'll be back after I've lived with this for about a week.